Hey guys, welcome to another video. Thanks for tuning into this one. I've been getting a lot of requests from most of you asking that I cover some of the cadet programs in the US. Now, one of the reasons why I have not covered majority of those programs is because, to be honest with you, you still have to pay for the training in the US. So either you have to get a loan or you have to cover the cost somehow. As a cadet with these airlines, you're still having to pay. Whereas with the European cadet programs, majority of the good ones out there, the programs are fully covered. So they're sponsored programs and you don't have to pay or owe after you go through those programs. Now, there are some of them that you still have to pay for, but that's just some of the differences. And those programs tend to do better on this channel in comparison to the US cadet programs. But you guys have asked, and I'm going to deliver on the US programs as well. I'm highly interested in those. Why? Because I'm in the US and it's been a great place to fly, and just the opportunities that are here is something that I am glad to share and talk about. I trained here myself. I was an instructor. I was in a flight school. I became an assistant chief pilot. I went through the typical route any person would go through to become a pilot, especially in the States. So I'm willing to share a lot of information on that. If you're new here, you're welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for tuning in again. Please don't forget to, of course, drop those likes. It goes a long way. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. It does help. So let's get to it. One of the first things I would like to start with, I have my computer here. I'm going to be sharing my screen with you, is why I think this program, all right, is one of the best out there. All right, not because I'm not marketing anything to you. I'm not selling anything to you. I'm just sharing my own opinion. So of course, do your research. Make sure it's what's best for you as well. But why I think it's best for, if I were to start all over again, why I would consider this program is because it literally, like, it takes you from zero, all right, zero experience, and it takes you up until you get to a major airlines. If you've been following this program or if you've done your research, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The idea of being able to get enrolled in a program, they hook you up, okay, and I'm going to use that word. They set you up with a financing company or program, credit union by American Airlines, and then you go through your training, you become a CFI, you start to earn some money working as a CFI. You're able to then transition to join a regional that is wholly owned by American Airlines. And then if you decide to stay with the regional, you have a flow or a guaranteed flow to the majors or the mainline American airline. All right. And that's great. That's something that, not a lot of cadet programs offer. And that's why I believe a lot of their flight schools are currently, well, actually, the American Airlines Cadet Program is currently closed for applications because they've been, a lot of people have been showing interest in their program. So anyway, without saying too much, let's just go do a quick overview. All right, I'm gonna share my screen here, and you can read all of these requirements. Please understand that this is for people that are legally eligible to work in the United States. So I just want to state that up front. If you've clicked on this video, please try to stay to the end. It help the video, especially if you stay to the end. So just want to put that out there. And of course, you have to meet all these other requirements. So I'm not going to cover that. Now, it talks about what it provides or benefits. The mentorship, the financing, which is a big part of this video, which I would want us to spend more time on, and Path to American, which I already touched on, and of course, the community of cadets. But the two biggest areas that I want us to emphasize on in this video would be the financing and Path to American Airlines, or to the major airline itself. Now, they partner with about 6 schools, actually 6 schools, in different locations. So you have the Coast Flight in San Diego, you have the CAE in Phoenix, Arizona, you have the Coast Flight in San Marcos, Texas, and then you have Coast Flight again in Dallas, Texas, and then you have Spartan College in Tulsa, Oklahoma. By the way, if you're thinking of getting a degree along your training, this might be an option. And of course, you have Infinity Flight Group, Trenton, New Jersey. Now, do your research. Some of the schools are always partnered with different universities or colleges where you can get some credit for your education because you're doing training. So for those of you that are thinking of becoming a pilot, but at the same time you want to get your degree alongside, then you might want to consider those type of schools that give you the opportunity to be able to get credit for your training. But let's move on to the loan program, all right, the financing option. And the reason why I like this one is because one thing that you need to understand is, by the way, I've worked under the American Airlines Group, and it was a great experience. I was at regional, owned by American Airlines, and it was a great experience. I loved it. I will do it again. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to just sell you something that I've not, I don't have first-hand experience with. And one of the things that I like about this credit union, you can see some of the things that they mentioned here, and these are things that a lot of other financing organizations would take advantage of. For example, no application fee, no servicing fee, no prepayment penalty. Now, majority of them will still do this as well, but the point here is no application fee, no servicing fee, and low rates generally goes a long way, especially nowadays that interest rates are so high. Finding a low rate is important, and that's where a credit union, if you guys have had to take loans out for anything, credit unions generally give the best rates out there, and American Airlines Credit Union also is definitely one of those to consider. The other thing that I want to mention about this is, you can get up to $120,000, which definitely would cover a lot of things, including some cost, maybe some living costs or extra fees that you have to pay for along the way. You have to understand that the cost that they've quoted here on this numbers that you see here, 99,400, 99,400, you have 99,500. All these fees here generally can change during the course of training for so many reasons, which I won't be covering in this video. But you just need to understand that having the ability to be able to get up to that 120 can definitely go a long way. Now, you can go on to read more about a credit union and how they can assist you on your journey in pursuing your dream job, which there's a link here, and you get more understanding of what it's all about. But let's move on to the next part, and that is, I remember it's here, the cadet path. All right. Now, this career path is the great. I'll say the career path is one of the important areas that I want you to focus on when you are considering this program. Like I said, you learn to fly, you get your private instrument, commercial, multi-engine, rating, certified flight instructor, and then you have the certified flight instructor instrument. That's all the program covers. At some point, you probably have to get your multi as well, your multi-engine instructor rating if you continue on that path anyway. But I don't think the cost will cover that, according to this anyway. And then you get paid to fly, working as an instructor while you build time, and then you transition to the airlines to fly for the regionals. All right, until you get your that is after you've built your time, you've gotten your 1,500 hours or close to that, then you can join this wholly owned airlines by wholly owned regional airlines. All right, owned by American, and you can see that they have Envoy, Piedmont, PSA. Those are the three, and these regionals have a contractual flow agreement with American Airlines, guaranteeing you a first officer position with American Airlines. By the way, something that is also important, there's a development out there that American Airlines may eventually merge the pilot group. I don't know if that is true, maybe it's just rumors, but they may eventually merge the pilot group of the major airline itself and the regionals, which means that once you get hired by the regional, you already have somewhat like a seniority number. Now, of course, some of your pay structure will still be different. Some of the benefits will be different, of course. But the point here is being able to be, I guess, merged in the future. If that happens, will be a great thing if it happens. All right. Of course, you gain experience working as a first officer, building your hours, you become a captain with the regional as well. At the time, or at least from the last information I have, in order for you to flow to American Airlines, the major airline itself, you must serve as a captain at the regional for at least 2 years, and have good record and stuff like that. And that way you become more eligible to you become eligible pretty much. You have to tick those boxes, all right? And then you can flow after generally the flow would take, I think, 5 years to 6 years nowadays, if my numbers are still correct. And then you can flow to become a first officer at the majors, all right? And you can get to fly 787, 76, 76. I'm not sure if they have 76, but 73s and 777s and the likes, all right? So that is definitely, or this is definitely a great opportunity for those that are considering cadet programs. Now, let me come back to my screen here. Now, one thing that I want to say is they are currently not accepting applications. The last time I checked, which, let me see if I can pull it up. If you go to, let me just go back and I select one of the schools, you generally have to take an assessment, once you accept. So you apply on the website. So apply now. And then it says here, due to overwhelming interest in the academia, our current classes have reached capacity and we are temporarily pausing new applications. We encourage individuals who have submitted applications to monitor their email for updates and interview scheduling information. If you're currently scheduled for an upcoming interview or have questions about updates to your application, please contact aa.com. So I don't know how soon they would open this back up again, but here is it. Tell us more about you and your interest in becoming a pilot by filling out our American Airlines Cadet Academy interest form. So you can always fill out this form and they'll be able to reach out to you, I guess, when they start accepting applications again. But the good thing is that I want to say, and I want to believe, I don't know how much applications they have, but there's always going to be need for pilots. They are still growing. I'm talking about the airline group itself. The regionals are still looking for pilots as well. And the pay is still great, just so you know. And the opportunity is still there. So if you're thinking about this as an opportunity or as a career, just know that right now, unless something changes, like COVID or whatever, this is definitely a great opportunity for those of you that are considering it. No doubt about that. The aviation industry is definitely reaching new heights. And according to forecasts, the demand or the need for pilots and airplanes will continue to remain strong. So I just wanted to encourage you all and let you know that, if you've stayed up to this point, please don't forget to drop a like. Know that the opportunity is there. Know that you have this, you're in an environment where this is possible, and understand that not a lot of people have this opportunity. So if you can apply, of course, take advantage of it and hopefully get your dreams, get to achieve your dreams. I wish you the best of luck and see you in the next one.